Then the European Union wants to increase its budget when most of its member countries are suffering economically.
Well, the simple answer I can give you is that they live in another world, really, because they don't realize what the people in the different member states are going through, and they just want to cover their ambitions. They justify the increase in that they have acquired new competencies because of the Lisbon Treaty. Well, people were not consulted, at least in the UK, about the ratification of the Lisbon Treaty, and now they are called to pay the price of this ratification of the Lisbon Treaty.
Well, I noticed in the Daily Telegraph, the British newspaper, you've been quoted as saying that European taxpayers will rightly feel that they've been mugged by their own elected representatives, and of course you're one of those representatives there in the European Union, but there are those who are saying that this is really a necessary investment. You need this money. It's a tool to deal with the economic crisis. So surely, therefore, the EU Parliament is actually being proactive in dealing with the problems.
Well, I don't believe this. As I said, much of the money is going to finance these new competencies, but we didn't need a European External Action Service, really, and we don't need the Parliament to acquire more powers and competencies when it has not done a good job in performing the competencies that it had before. On the other hand, I can tell you, because I was the chief accountant and because I am in the budget and budgetary control committees in the Parliament, that a lot of money that is requested at the beginning of the year, it's really not spent. And why is it not spent? Because a lot of the projects require co-financing, and the governments don't have the money for this co-financing. So the request for more money is really absurd in my view.
All right, well, let's take that further, where, in fact, you as the chief accountant to the European Commission, how do you take the allegations that the EU has been accused of waste and fraud and mismanagement? How would you answer those accusations? Well,
who has been accused of waste and mismanagement?
A little earlier, I had a representative from a group in London who obviously had very outspoken views about the European Union and was saying that so many people agreed with them that definitely the EU has not been transparent, and he was outspoken in saying it was definitely accused of fraud, waste and mismanagement. How would you face those allegations?
Well, yes. I mean, you have to know, and I suppose you know, that the European Court of Auditors have not signed the accounts for the last 15 years. And we are about to have the report for last year at the end of this month. And I can assure you that they will not sign the accounts once more. So, you know, what's happening is that taxpayers' money is not being properly spent. And therefore, asking for an increase is really abusive.
It's interesting to hear what you have to say as a member of the European Parliament, because where does that put your position? Because obviously many UK taxpayers, not only are they suffering from the latest austerity measures, but now having to perhaps pay for this extra demand from the European Union, something like £900 million, which will have to come from the British taxpayer's pocket. Surely that's going to undermine your own role and the whole role of the EU from the point of view of the British taxpayer, and they will lose faith in all of the European system.
Well, listen, we have voted, the UK Independence Party MEPs have voted against any increase. I work very hard in the Budget Committee to block these increases, but this is the only thing that I can do. I mean, it's very difficult. The most powerful political parties in the European Parliament take the lead, and they want to increase the budget because they want to acquire more power. And then it's, you know, a very tough job for the smaller parties to be able to block this initiative. And, you know, their intention is to force more Europe, and to force more Europe on the European people, they need more money.
Very interesting to hear what you have to say. Marta Andreasen, a member of the European Parliament, talking to us live from Brussels. We appreciate your time here on our